So like, this is like, I can't even believe I'm having this conversation right now. It's crazy. Like, really, it's crazy. I cannot believe it. Like, if they said you need to go in and get poked, or like you can't run your own business. Like, are you going to be willing to follow through with this? Because if you don't yourself, you're just not going to be able to go in there. At that point, what do? You just roll up your sleeve and say, like, got to do it. So you've been well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Bored.
Yeah, why bored?
So many things are closed.
Right.
This is 2 summers now of not being able to do anything or really go anywhere.
Uh-huh.
The first summer, of course, Toronto was a hot spot. So
yeah.
Best to stay out. And then this summer, it's just a lot of things weren't open, or they're running at such a slow capacity. Tried to get down to Brockville and take a tour, and the tours are booked like the rest of the summer.
Right.
I didn't act fast enough.
No, that's right. Yeah, people saw ahead. They're like, oh, the end of the world is coming, and I want to make sure I get in as much as possible before it all goes to shit.
They booked their boat tours.
Right. Okay, so let's just introduce Marc Clarioux. You probably know him already. I'm not saying this is necessarily going to be something we air. We're just doing a test here. I got my new shit going on in the background. How beautiful is this? Look at that.
Yeah, it looks great.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Is that like a blue screen behind you, or you actually have something behind you?
Yeah. So do they do blue screens? This is a green screen. Like, there's probably a blue screen out there that's better, and I'm using a green. But nonetheless, I'm pretty proud of what I've accomplished here. And there's also going to be this beautiful like skin around. This is sounding sexual. Let's just stop there. It's just going to look really nice. So you are owner of Ink Session, and how long have you been in the nation's capital doing what you do?
Wow, 30 years now.
Okay, so you've seen a lot of stuff come and go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and they're most. Pardon me, sorry.
The fads, the tattoo fads, the 90s, tribal. Now we're at neo-traditional. It's when I started, it was heavy on the unicorns and dolphins.
Yeah. I have a couple of those on my back.
Yeah,
so that's where you put them
your
back
tramp
in the day.
stamp. Or ass antlers.
Yeah. So here, I'm really curious because artists, like, we are a teller of the times, movies, books, etc. And the last 2 years, like you said, they've been absolutely bizarre. And with COVID and stuff like that, have people wanted COVID related tattoos, anything of that nature from you?
Not yet. Thankfully. Not yet. No. I've done all type of like diabetes or the medical alert bracelets.
Right.
But, nobody's asked for their vaccination code, or there was a design going around that was heavy on the toilet paper. And that was supposed to be the new tattoo design, but I haven't done it.
Yeah, no. Now, I hope you don't mind getting into this. But I guess you were saying as a tattoo shop, you're not required to ask for proof of vaccination, anything of that nature.
Not yet.
Now, if they do put that restriction down on you, I guess your hands are tied, or is that something you're not particularly happy to have to go along with? Will you go along with it? Will you not?
I will not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not something I want to do. I don't think that it matters. If I can go to a restaurant right now and apply for a job and serve you your food, and I'm not allowed to go in there and eat. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So how can I support that? How can I get behind it?
Yeah, I think it's really bizarre as well, because I ask this question to people, like, are we in a pandemic? And if someone says, like, yes, we're in a pandemic, then it really doesn't matter if you don't have enough cooks or you're short of staff. That's the sacrifice that you make to keep everybody safe, right? So if it's really that bad, then yeah, why not just go all the way with it, opposed to having this mishmash type of rules that make you scratch your head? I can't go into this building at all because I'm unvaccinated, but yet unvaccinated people can work there.
Those contradictions is what killed everything. The first lockdown, I took it seriously at first. I was, we're into something here. But then the more contradictions, the less you seem concerned.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you can just, they put all these restrictions in one place and then allow everybody to walk freely everywhere else, how seriously can you take that one restriction?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're looking at that as a business owner as well as just like someone with common sense.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I still have, I gotta make the rent. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
we were closed 6 months.
Yeah.
We still have to pay rent.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good place to be. Restaurants, small restaurants and bars, they had it even worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah.
Right. So kind of going with that same logic, right now it's looking like, as far as nurses are concerned, I have spoken to some that are part of unions that said now they don't have to get a mandatory vaccine, but they have to test. But I believe that goes into late October, and then they're going to kind of like review it right then. And I'm really surprised in the middle of a pandemic, we're even talking about potentially firing a nurse that administers vaccines to people simply because they don't want to be vaccinated themselves. I find that to be like a huge contradiction. Again, like, where are we in this mess right now? And is this one of the battles that we want to bang out right now, or maybe just at least get through this and revisit it at a later date?
Yeah, it's it seems like they're rolling along without an exit plan. Like they've dug such a deep hole, like you're saying, one contradiction after another. How do they end up stopping everything? We're going to be in this for a while, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know for sure, but it just feels like we're going to be in it for a long time at this rate.
Right. So, I mean, God, yeah. When did you start to scratch your head and say, like, man, I just don't think these guys know what they're doing? When did you start feeling a little bit uncomfortable with where things were going?
Halfway through the first lockdown.
So early. Okay.
Yeah, way back. I just, too many things weren't making any sense, and I was questioning it myself and talking to people about it. I wasn't making posts on Facebook or being out there. Just I thought about it a little more, and the further we went, the less sense it made.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, are you someone that's, you said that, you're going to be saving a bunch of money not going out. Is that just personal choice, or is that something that has now been placed upon you? Like, it's been it's been placed upon me. I'm very open with the fact that I am vaccine hesitant, that I am someone that's waiting for a little bit more information. And I think what's happening right now, plus I had COVID last March, and I think what's happening right now is there's definitely some people that are on the extreme side of the scale, and everyone's kind of getting lumped into this horrible term right now that the media is using, which is an anti-vaxxer. It's like, you are just the absolute filth of the fucking planet. You are the armpit of an asshole. It's like, and they don't give a shit. And that's what really concerns me more than anything else, is that the people that are responsible for the information that goes out to people in this country right now are calling people COVIDiots and anti-vaxxers, printing horrible stories on the front page of the newspaper talking about how I'm just so tired of these anti-vaxxers and I wish all these unvaccinated people would just die, or we shouldn't give them health care, all that kind of shit. When, I mean, there's a lot of other health problems that we have here in Canada, which could be solved just by not putting something to your lips or in your mouth. And no one says we shouldn't be providing health care for people that smoke, or for people that overeat, or for people that just don't take good care of their bodies. So I'm really surprised that with this one, people feel so adamantly. And the only conclusion that I can come up with is the fact that this is what media wants people to think. That's the narrative that they're pushing forward.
Yeah, a narrative for sure that's kind of started to appear right after the first lockdown. And, they keep saying anti-vaxxer. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I got all my vaccines. I'll revisit it in 2023. The length of time it takes for the trials, the 3 years that's needed. And I'm not completely opposed. I'm not going to do it now. I mean, there's just too many unanswered questions. Too many people are having adverse effects. Yeah, and you're right. The media just keeps on throwing more meat and
Mhm.
it gave everybody a voice.
Yeah.
We can go out there and complain and start, believing what they call the experts.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely some evidence on both sides in regards to what's going on right now, but one has a
So
platform and the
why
other
spend
doesn't.
all my time calling them idiots, right? The people that get vaccinated, I don't think they're
Right.
stupid.
Right.
They certainly believe that we are.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of division within the ranks of humanity right now. That is for sure. And
Yeah,
the reality is that we're all waiting for information. Like it seems like every day, like there's something new and every day. And unfortunately, it's usually negative. But the reality is that we've been dealing with this for a very, very short period of time. So I'm surprised that people are so attached to their opinions right now. And again, it's because we're just being inundated by media. And I just think that's really, really unfortunate. And I believe that they're doing us a disservice when, at the very least, they could take some time to try to unify. And they're obviously not too concerned about this situation as a whole, and very, very concerned about just making sure that everybody gets a poke. And it's just,
that's really weird too. How the level at which they're pushing for everyone to have this done.
yeah. And to a lot of people, that is building their hesitancy to want to move forward. I've heard that on a number of occasions. It started with, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Then it was like, well, wear a mask if you want to you have to wear a mask to don't worry. Vaccinations are on the way to, okay, if you want one, you can have one. If you don't have one, you're going to lose your job. We need 80%. We hit that 80%. And now it's looking like they want to get everybody. And if you don't, your life is going to be absolute garbage. I'm hoping with this vaccine passport, and whether the person watching agrees or disagrees, I hope somewhere down the line, sometime sooner than later, we topple this very much like some other countries have in this world. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So you're ready to kind of just go to the end with this? Like this is a hill that you're kind of ready to plant your flag and die on? Do you believe in it that strongly? Or is it something that, you're just going to fight as long as you can fight, as long as it remains within the realm of reasonability for you to do so without sacrificing, everything that you have?
Yeah, I'm going to fight as long as I can, but I can't let it ruin my life. I mean, I don't want to take this shot because I don't want to ruin my life. I'm not going to fight against it until it ruins my life. It'd be the same thing, same outcome. I'll just I'll fight it as long as I can with as many people who support as far as we can go.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, at what point do I say no? Is it fines? Is it being thrown in jail? What are they actually going to do? Like close me down? I have no idea where my line is going to be, but I'm certainly going to push as far as I can.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah. So even so like this is like I can't even believe I'm having this conversation right now. It's crazy. Like, really, it's crazy. I cannot believe it. And let me be clear, and I'll just say this for Mark, and I'll say this for myself. Like, if someone wants to go out and get a vaccination, like, fuck, by all means, like, do it. I'll drive you there. There's some people that most definitely fall within a high risk category that should most definitely go out there and do it if that's what they so feel to be good for them. Like I have elderly parents and they went out and they got their shots, and I think that's great and they feel safe, and that's superb. And it's just crazy that there seems to be one side that's all about choice and doing whatever you want to do. It's not always like it's something horrible that's going to be the outcome, right? Which is of course the extreme. And I just wonder why we can't seem to find this place of reciprocation more so. There's most definitely people that empathize, that sympathize, and don't agree, that are even double vaccinated. It's just unfortunate that there's so much divide, and there's so many people that don't want to listen. And that's something I talk about on a regular basis, is more people just need to listen. And that doesn't matter what side of the fence that you fall on. It's a lot of people saying what they want to say and then not taking a second to even listen or absorb information from the other side. I can't tell you how often I listen to what people have to say on one side, and then I'm like, okay, well, if I were to send you something, would you take a look? And they're like, well, I'll only watch something if it's from CNN, NBC. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, that's not even how it works. Like, you're saying you need to pick it from like this pot of stuff that I believe, and the rest is just like mixed in a witchcraft bowl. Like some cauldron, but oh, that's wild. Yeah, go and do your thing, and it would just be beautiful if this was more of a pro-choice type deal, is what we're saying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Mark, I want to appreciate you for giving me some time to give this a little bit of a test run, and for that rose you tattooed on my ass.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it looks weird in the middle.
That took way too long. I'm like, are you even working back there? What's going on? Okay. Thanks a lot, buddy. You take care. All right.
All right. You too.
All right.
Bye.
Be good.